Hello YouTube. This is a little bit of an impromptu video. It's not actually what I had planned on doing, but I wanted to show you this. I picked up a new camera, kind of an impulse buy, and I'll show it to you here. It's a Kodak. It's a Kodak instamatic X90. Now, this thing, at first impression, it's obviously a consumer grade camera. It doesn't have all the really sweet, nice things that an expensive 35mm has. But it comes with this, what I think is probably one of the coolest cases I've seen in a long time. It's a hard case, it's a very hard case. I think it's some kind of plastic, and it opens up like that and exposes the working part of the camera. I'll take this off here. I'll show you. This is one of those instamatic cameras that was made to take the 126 film cassettes like this. And these cameras, when they hit the market, they were consumer grade, and they never really would be anything else. The 126 film format was always associated with cheap consumer grade cameras. I liked this format back when it was available. I thought it was pretty cool. It was a quick change, it was easy, took no thought. The square formatting was a little bit of a problem for printing, but that's not anything to do with this. I wanted to show you this camera. Now, I had an Instamatic when I was a kid. I forget which exact model it was, maybe a Kodak X15 or X30, one of those cheap, cheesy plastic camera. And then I had never seen one of these before, and I found this. Now, this camera, when you're holding it, it feels like a heavy, well-made camera. And apparently it is a pretty darn heavy, well-made camera. Has a metal back. The whole thing is metal. There's a metal back. You can see the film compartment where you would take your film cassette and drop it in there just like that, and then close it up and shoot away. I also discovered that this is also a rangefinder, so you look through the viewfinder and you have a split image. And you work it the same way as you would any other camera for focusing. And split image is quite good in this, in my opinion. I took the flash cubes, which did not require power. It takes a battery, which is accessed right here. The battery goes there, and that works your metering system. It is self-metering. These things take the old PX30 battery, which, as far as I understand, are not available anymore. However, there are replacements available, but you have to search for them. They're not a common battery anymore, and I think the new ones are lithiums. So that was a kind of a pill-shaped battery, kind of shaped like that fit into that, and it would go pop in there like this. You push that lever down, and you were electric. Worked the same as any of the other ones. Point and shoot, fairly rudimentary focusing, but it does have the rangefinder. And there's one thing I forgot that I've got to go get. Okay. Now, the coolest thing, I think, about this camera, besides it being a rangefinder, was its automatic frame advancement. And to work the automatic frame advancement on that, you have a tab down here, and you pull it out, and that winds up the clockwork. Now, the manual says to crank it or pull it gently about 7 times. I'm going to stop at 4 because I just want to demonstrate very quickly how this thing works. So you pop in the film, just like that. For anybody who's old enough to remember these, it'll automatically advance it to its first frame, and then as you click off the images, I hope you can hear this. And then, of course, you've got the window in the back. Maybe you can see that. And I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. I've got a bunch of Kodak, I forget what they're called now, but they're another clockwork camera, and they were far better than this. They were very, very, very good quality, expensive in their day, 35mm cameras, and they were great. But I love that Clockworks and just the automatic frame advancement in what has started out as a pretty, quite frankly, a cheap, cheesy camera. The other thing, which is, as far as I know, unique to the X90, although I could be wrong, is it allows for different shutter speeds. It'll go from 60th of a second to 1/25th to 2/50th, and it also has a bulb, which is pretty neat in this type of camera. And that pretty much sums up this presentation. I was just so impressed with this when I got it. I was not expecting a camera that has some real weight to it. The face is plastic, but the rest of it is all metal. The back door is metal, everything. And this appears to work very, very well. I'm working on some way of using a different camera battery in the same space, because it's just a 3-volt, and there's a lot of common 3-volt batteries still available that with an adapter would probably fit right in there and make the meter work. As I understand it, this is aperture priority, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But I thought that was just a very, very cool thing. It's got a battery check button here, so from the viewfinder you can look through, press the battery button, and check your battery status. And it's just a really cool old camera, and I just wanted to share that because I was just really impressed when I got this. This is more than what I was expecting, and I intend to reload some of these old cassettes. I've already got a couple of them split open. I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing it in the near future. I'm going to use not this film, but good film, 35mm film. I'm just going to draw it right out in my dark room. Draw it right out of there. There's about well, this is 27 exposures. This one might be about 4 feet, 36 feet. 36 exposure is about 5 feet long. So I want to reload a couple of these, try this out, and when I do, I may do another video just for the cool factor. So that was really all I wanted to go over for now. So until next time, bye.